All right, everybody, welcome back to our final segment of this episode. Eric is going to take us through the amazing event, the Beer Mile. Eric, what do you got on this?
All right, guys. The Beer Mile in a nutshell. Let me explain it first. Each competitor drinks 4 beers and runs 4 laps, ideally on a track. The beer is consumed before each lap within a 10-meter zone before the start and finish line. Rules of the beer: it must be 12 ounces, either canned or bottled. No shotgunning the beer. You just got to drink it straight up like a man or a woman. Beer must be a minimum of 5% alcohol. Must be fermented and brewed from malted cereal grains flavored with hops. In other words, trading, this is not a seltzer. This is a beer that fucking real people drink. The beer can only be opened by the competitor entering the transition zone on each lap. Strongly recommended to tip the beer over your head when each time you finish it to show that you've actually finished the beer. No Mike Brown style yakking mid-sip when you're drinking the beer. And speaking of vomiting, it requires 1 extra penalty lap if you do that. So Tyler, you'd probably be running 5 laps. I could see that happening. So some interesting facts and records. The male record in the world is held by Corey Belmore at 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Holy fuck. He's Canadian, Traden. The female record is held by Anna O'Mara at 6 minutes and 8 seconds. Also, holy fuck, but she's American. Both records I could probably never do, even without a beer. That's just fucking... They must be runners. But searching through their website, they showed all their beers that are at 5% or under. The Sierra Nevada Pale Ale record is held by Swiss-born Daniel Vestergaard, 5 minutes and 41 seconds for Sierra Nevada Pale Ales. My choice would be a Kona Big Wave if I did it, but the American-born Lon Breitenbach has the record for that, 6 minutes and 16 seconds. Some other interesting beer records. The Left Hand Nitro Milk Stout, held by American-born Jordan Bundy Librand, 6 minutes and 55 seconds, drinking 4 stouts. The Firestone Double Barrel Ale record, held by American-born Indy Juicy Coo H. I don't even know if that's a real person. But the record is 21 minutes and 30 seconds. Seems to be more of like a Tyler style time when it comes to running a mile. Alex, I'm going to go to you first. What beer would you choose and why? And then you also just mentioned some crazy info before that.
Yeah, so right before this, I was getting beers with a buddy of mine who is a brewer, and our other buddy, who's been in a fantasy football league with his high school friends for like 10 years, was actually competing in a beer mile and was like, hey, do you guys want to come watch me do it? We're like, no. Why would we want to do that? We're eating tacos and drinking beer. Like, fuck you. But he was competing to do the beer mile for his fantasy football draft positioning. Believe he said he was doing Corona Light, so I'm not sure all of that whole 5% rule. For me, the DBA is a good choice, that double barrel ale from Firestone. Literally any hoppy Pilsner or a lager, if you are getting that 5%, is what I would go for. You got to go lightest beer as possible. If you're going for some big double IPA or something, like you're trying to chug 4 torpedoes during a beer mile, you're going to yak. There's a 1,000,000% chance you're going to yak. So my advice from someone that drinks a lot of beer, go with if you have to do that 5% threshold, the lightest lager or Pilsner that you can find.
Yeah. They did have the Firestone Pivo Pills on there.
Yeah.
I was going to look that record up, but the double barrel ale just seemed a little bit more intense.
Yeah, I would do Pivo.
Yeah, you just sparked my interest. I wonder if we should place a wager. Whoever is dead last in fantasy has to do a torpedo beer mile.
Oh, shit.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
I love
I'm down.
It might be Tyler with all his
I'm down. We can do that.
Leonard Fournette, Deshaun Watson, all these guys that are going down the drain this year. Anyways, James.
I will come down when Tyler does that.
That might be the reason. Yep. That'd be so great. James, if this were to become an actual pro sport, what things would you add in? Like, would you add in like a defense, or like, you get hip checked around like each corner, or what's in your mind?
Let's I want to make each lap more competitive. So what I think I would add is that if you're not first, you take shots after each lap along with your beer. So if you're in if you come in second place per shot or per lap, then you have to take one more shot, right? If you're in fourth place, then you take 3 shots for that one lap. So if you're like the kind of runner that goes slow and steady, wins the race, you're fucked. Go faster.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck. That's a great point. That sounds like something you would say. I feel like you always try to tell me to take a shot.
That's like going with you though, so it's cool.
Yeah. Traden, I know you only drink seltzer and you don't drink beer anymore. So I think you would yak, and if you do yak, which lap would it be and why?
Bitch, come on. I'm not yakking, dude. No, I could hold my own. I'd be running circles around you. You'd be the one taking the shots, let me tell you. I don't drink beer, but I just prefer seltzers right now. I'm in that little phase. But going back to Alex's point, the Corona Light is disqualified from regulation, so can't drink that.
I mean, what regulation is bullshit? This is literally just people going, fuck it, I'm just going to drink some beer and go run around.
On the website, dude. The website has like all these records and videos and all this shit. They're trying to treat it seriously, but
that said, I agree with you, Alex. I got to do something light. I love Pilsners anyway, so that kind of groups right up my alley. I'm not puking, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
You got to do a can though. I forgot to mention that. If you're trying to chug and get it done with, if you're doing a bottle, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like you're just wrong. You've got to do a can.
Straw.
You can't have a straw.
If you're James, this is what's gonna happen when you get last place and you're drinking the beer out of a bottle, out of a straw. I'm also gonna slap your belly as hard as you can right as you start. Because if
might break your hand, man.
If you're drinking beer out of a straw, that's ridiculous.
Have you seen that
the thing where you flip it?
No, it's flip it and make it go.
No, I don't care.
It's the dude from the Nelk Boys that drinks like 17 Coronas in a minute. He's a monster. Anyways, Tyler, would you be more embarrassed if you yacked on the first lap or finished with a 20-minute mile, which are both possible for you?
Oh my god!
I think there is a 0% chance I finish a 20-minute mile. So for me, that would be way more embarrassing. Right? Way more embarrassing if it was 20 minutes. I mean, throughout my life, I've run a mile under 8 minutes, sometimes under 7 in my prime. So, I mean, I'm not the fastest chugger in the world, though, so that would be the one thing that would concern me. So that would be the hard part. But I would be pretty sure I could finish under 10. So for me, that'd be way more embarrassing if it was 20 minutes, 100%.
Yeah.
But if you puke, you have to do another lap, so that adds to the time, right?
Yeah, but it's still I'll run 1.25 miles and it'll be under 20 minutes.
Yeah, no matter how many times you puke, it's only one extra lap. We can maybe change that with ours, when you got to drink 4 torpedoes out of a bottle.
Yeah. Hopefully
get slapped in the stomach.
I think you're going to have to wear like an outfit too. Like it's got to be like a onesie or ski parka.
I do still have my penguin costume from all those years ago.
Yeah, you're doing
somewhere in my
if Traden loses
garage.
fantasy, he'll have to wear a Kachuk jersey. He'll have to wear a full hockey uniform with Van shoes.
You have to run with skates on.
Absolutely, I'll do that.
He's got to run with ice skates on the Chapman track.
Absolutely, I'll do that.
Just carve out the track with the ice skates.
Yeah, well, that's all I got, guys. But I'm glad we came up with that. We'll have to let the fantasy group know whoever gets last. It could be Mike Brown for all we know. Number 1 fan of the podcast. But yeah, thanks guys for listening this week.
Thank you, Eric. I would love to do that beer mile one day. I'd love to see how we all compare James 100%, you're going to beat the shit out of the rest of us. But for the other 4 of us, I'd be interested in who comes in second, because to me it's pretty close, I would think. I don't know. Traden, I've never seen you run, so I don't know how good of a runner you are.
That's a good point, dude.
I've seen you skate on ice, and you're a beautiful athlete on the ice, but in terms of actually running around on a track, I have no idea how you would fare. So
he's like a fish out of water.
I would be very curious to see that.
I think only James has seen me run.
Yeah.